and welcome back. I'm so excited to see you again tonight, and we're going to continue with two-way tables, and this time we are going to actually we're going to make two-way tables. It says right here in example C, you randomly survey students in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade about whether they are going to try to join student council. The results are shown in the tally sheets. Make a two-way table that includes marginal frequencies. So we come over to our tally sheet, and we can see that our categories are the grade level, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then whether they are going to try to join or not. So I'm going to make a two-way table. It's going to look something like this, and I'm actually going to put my grade level on the top. It doesn't matter. You can put it on either side. So I'm going to say 6th graders, 7th graders, and of course 8th graders. All right. And then over here, whether they're going to try to join, right? And so right here would be yes, they're going to try to join, and right here would be no, they are not going to try to join. So I'll just write that in, yes, no. And then we're going to go over to our tally, and we're going to fill in the information. So the first thing we're looking at is, yes, we're going to join with grade 6. And I can count my tallies. There's 11 tallies there. So grade 6, yes, they're going to join. I have to look for that intersection between those two. 7th graders, when I count that up, 5, 10, 13 are going to try to join. And 8th grade, I see that when we count that up, I have 5, 6, 7. 7 8th graders surveyed are going to try to join. And then when I go to not join, I go across 6th grade, and I see 10 6th graders that were surveyed are not going to try to join. And for 7th grade, 10, 14 are not going to try to join. And 8th graders, I have 5, 10, 15 are not going to try to join. It also says to include our marginal frequencies. So the first thing I do is count up our 6th graders. And when I go down the column of 6th graders, I have 11 and 10. That is 21 6th graders were surveyed. 7th grade, 13 plus 14, 27 7th graders were surveyed. I guess I'm interpreting it at the same time, so I might as well write that down. 6th graders surveyed. 7th graders surveyed. And in 8th grade, 7 and 15, that is 22 8th graders surveyed. Going across our rows, yes, going to try to join. 11 plus 13 plus 7, that equals 31, are going to try to join. And I count the no, 10, 14, and 15, that's a total of 39. No, not try to join. So they're not going to try to join. And of course, I can then count do those marginal frequency rows and columns, and I go 21, 27, and 22, and I get 70. And 31 plus 39, yes, it does equal 70. So 70 students total were surveyed. Oops. I guess I was going to write students surveyed. So 70 total students were surveyed in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And as you can see, we did find the marginal frequencies. We also put the interpretation of them on there. So that's pretty much how you would make a two-way table. And you can make that right in class if you said, I want to survey the class about something. And you can find ways to make two categories and write the two-way table and construct it. And so let's move right along on finding relationships in two-way tables. And it says, for each grade, what percent of the students in the survey are going to try to join student council and not try to join student council? Organize the results in a two-way table. Explain what one of the entries represents. So I'm going to recreate my two-way table just like it was. And I'm going to say 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. And I'm going to cut it this way. I'm going to go, yes, they're going to try to join, and no, they're not. So join and grade level. All right. And so it said for each grade, so that means the grade separately, what percent are going to try to join and what percent are not going to try to join. So here's where our marginal frequencies really help us interpret some information. So when we look at it, we remember that 21 total 6th graders were surveyed. There were 21. And of those 21 sixth graders, 11 of them said they wanted to be surveyed. So in this particular box, I would say 11 divided by 21, and that's going to equal a decimal, and that decimal is 0.523 something, and I'm just going to say that 52.3%, because it said organize as a percent. What percent? So 52.3% of the sixth graders surveyed are going to try to join. Well, I don't need to actually do the division. I could, because we know that 10 said they were not going to join. So if I went 10 divided by 21, I should get the other part of that 100% of sixth graders, which is 47.7%. If I add those two percents together, 52.3 and 47.7, I get 100% of the sixth graders. And it said for each grade. So we're doing the grades separately. That's why we're using the marginal frequency for the number of sixth graders. When we go to the seventh graders, we know that 13 of them said they were going to try to join out of the 27 that were surveyed. So 13 divided by 27, and you would end up with 48% said they were going to try to join. And then 14 of the 27 said they were not going to try to join, and that is 52%. All right. And then, of course, there were 7th graders that were surveyed. And then we go to the 8th graders, and in the 8th graders, there again were 22 surveyed, right? 22 surveyed. So that marginal frequency is important. And we know that 7 of them said they were going to try to join. So 7 divided by 22, and that gives us a percentage of 31.8. 31.8% of 8th graders said they were going to try to join student council. And then you can take the 15 divided by the 22. And of course, the other percent would be 68.2. Said they were not going to try to join. So I wrote things in there that I maybe should not have. I don't need that math in there. If I just put the percentage, I put the math in there so you can see where I got the percent from. So we wouldn't normally do that. However, you can see for each grade level, the percent of students who said they were going to try to join and not join. And you know, you could be asked a ton of questions. You know, 70, what did we say? 70 students were surveyed total. You could say of all students, how many sixth graders said they were going to join? So then you would have said 11 divided by 70 to find out what percent of all students surveyed were sixth graders who said yes, they were going to join. So all depending on how the question is asked depends on what you're going to do. If we had the marginal frequency out here, we could have said of the students who said they were going to join, what percent were sixth graders? So in other words, there were 31 that said they were going to join, and there were 11 sixth graders. So in that particular case, I would have done 11 divided by 31. Of the students who said they were going to join, what percent were sixth graders? Okay, and that's how I would have found the answer. So again, depending on how the question is worded, depends on how you find the percent so that you can find some relationships. And here's how we describe those relationships. Because question number 6 says, hey, does the table in part A show a relationship between the grade and whether students are going to try to join student council? Explain. Well, when I look at it, when I look at the join, because that's what it's talking about, the relationship between the grade and whether they're going to try to join, I look, and yes, 52% of sixth graders, 48% of seventh graders, 31% of eighth graders. I can see the percent of students in each grade level who are thinking they're going to join decreases as the grade level increases. And then the opposite is true for not going to join. It goes from 47 to 52 to 68. So the answer to this question is yes. Yes, there is a relationship between the grade level. And what is it? As the grade level increases, the percent of students who want to join decreases. Or even the number of students who want to join decreases. And there's other ways you could have said that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I know there's a whole lot of things, and we're going to practice in a lot of different ways, ask a lot of different types of questions with these two-way tables. Hey, these two-way tables are important. You're going to see them in algebra, you're going to see them in geometry, and my daughter, who's in Algebra 2 up at Red Mountain this year, you're going to see, she sees them in Algebra 2, so you're going to see these a lot. All right? So our last quick ride of the night, using that football and dance, whether or not they're going to attend, we have 3 questions here for you to answer about percentage, different ways of asking them. Of course, you'll need to pause the video so that you can read and look and answer it. And then when you're done, you are done for the night. And of course, it's always a pleasure being with you. I look forward to answering any and all of your questions tomorrow. Thank you.